Hey, good morning, folks. I'm Live Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa here with the MLive Morning Weather Update. Three things to talk about. We have a northeast wind that's going to kick in later today. Today will be actually pretty nice for most of us. I'll show that to you. That northeast wind kicks in, brings some colder air tomorrow, and as the wind dies, then frosty morning on the way for Friday. A dry forecast into the weekend and Mother's Day, and then a warm-up on the way. So here we go. And we'll start with beautiful sunshine in a lot of places today, but you see the thin band of clouds across the UP? That is the cold front, what we call a backdoor cold front. Most of the cold fronts come from the west. This one's going to come from the northeast. They're usually fairly dry, and they're also bringing that northeast wind behind them. So on the radar forecast, I figured I would just show this to you because I know you like to see if it's going to rain or not, and you'll notice that the radar forecast just about bone dry, except right there in the middle of the night as that cold front drops south, you might have a quick shower in the southern part of the state, very quick shower. Hey, good morning, Lennox. Good morning, also W. Milam. And as we go through tomorrow into Friday, dry weather and the sunshine emerging. The main thing is going to be this northeast wind. So this will show you. These are the wind gusts. Let's go into noontime. The wind gusts just starting to emerge on Lake Huron. I wrote about this yesterday, that Lake Huron is really one of the big culprits on this cold northeast wind because you get a lot of water behind it, a lot of cold water behind it. So as we go into the afternoon, 3 o'clock, Bay City, Saginaw, Midland, the Thumb, here comes that gusty northeast wind and the temperatures plummet there. While Lansing is nice and Grand Rapids is nice and Kalamazoo and even still Ann Arbor and Detroit not in the grips of the colder northeast wind until late this evening, 9 o'clock, that northeast wind starting to spread across the state to the west. And overnight tonight, the wind gusts pick up to 20 and 30 miles an hour out of the northeast, and this is tomorrow morning. That's a cold, gusty wind type morning with wind gusts at 25 to 30 miles an hour. Through the day tomorrow, still gusty northeast winds. Good morning, Larry Pusker. Good morning, Kimberly Zeismer. And tomorrow afternoon, gusty. And then by Friday morning, the wind gusts start to calm down. So look at the temperatures with that same model. Very interesting pattern only here in Michigan. That's why we love it here in the weather. Look at 2 o'clock this afternoon. It's 71 in Lansing, 70 in Ann Arbor and Detroit, 70 in Flint, 60 in Saginaw. Bay City could be 45 at that time. So in Bay City and the Northeast, word of warning, take the coat with you. Now we get to 6 o'clock this evening and 7 o'clock, and the colder air starting to sweep down. And by the time we wake up tomorrow morning, the colder air has swept in. We're in the 30s and 40s. Northern Michigan, probably too windy for a frost, but close to the freezing mark. But then as we go into Thursday, tomorrow, it's cold, and that sets us up for a cold Friday morning sunrise. Right there, 32-ish and frosty from the Thumb through Flint to Owasso to Lansing and Jackson, maybe below the freezing mark, down into Coldwater, down into Kalamazoo. So there's your frost. If you see something that's 35 or less, that would be a frost. Okay, now let's look into the future. So we're talking about a few weather things. We talked about the frost. Now we talk about drier weather and warm up. So we're going to look at the upper airflow, and you'll see the difference in what's developing. All right. So this is the upper airflow now. And there's our kink in the jet stream tonight and tomorrow that brings that backdoor cold front in. Note these upper low pressure centers want to rotate down into the northeast U.S. and then rotate out, sign that they're still there, but they get shunted out by the warmth pretty quickly. And this is Mother's Day. If I looked at just one map and said, what's Mother's Day going to be like? I'd say it's going to be dry, it's going to be sunny, it's going to be fairly warm. We'll show you the details in a moment here. The ridge continues to build, and when's the next rain? Well, look at that upper low coming out of the Gulf of Mexico, weakening as it does so, but it gets up to us by about next Wednesday. So that will be our next showery period next Wednesday. And, you know, as we run this out, generally the flow looks warmer than normal, but we still have the pesky upper level storm systems to our northeast to rotate in these backdoor cold fronts and cool us down for a day or so. All right, so surface weather on this. And hopefully you're getting how the surface matches up to what the upper air says will happen. So we're dry today. Tomorrow we're dry with that northeast wind. Friday, we are dry, lighter wind, but still the lake breeze develops. Saturday, I doubt there will be a stray shower. Maybe just some patches of clouds. Mother's Day, right there. That looks very nice. The wind's starting to swing gradually to the southeast and south by afternoon of Mother's Day. That helps the warm-up continue. Monday into a southerly wind. And then remember I showed you that upper level storm system lifting northward with the shower showing up Tuesday night, maybe being around off and on for a couple of days. And generally we're staying in that southwesterly flow. So you'll see that on the temperature forecast. The thumb, northeast, the sunrise side, you're chilly today. Saginaw, you're 63 and falling. Bay City, you're 60 and falling into the 40s. But Grand Rapids, you're 75. Kalamazoo, you're 76. Ann Arbor and Detroit, you're 75-ish. Now tomorrow, we're all cooler. Chilly in the thumb, the Saginaw Valley area. And not as warm from Big Rapids to Grand Rapids into the southeast. Friday, back to the mid to upper 60s under sunshine. Saturday into the low 70s for a lot of us. Mother's Day, I would call it 70 to 72 along the shoreline. You can have that cooler breeze kick in, drop down in the low 60s. So take a jacket with you. By Monday on that south wind, we're approaching 80 degrees, and Tuesday it looks like we should be around 80 degrees, and the extended, just to keep showing you this, 6 to 10 day into May 16th, pardon me, warmer than normal temperatures, drier than normal, 8 to 14 day, out to May 20th, warmer than normal, and about near normal precipitation. So, if you planted anything outside, bring it inside. Hopefully it's in a container or you got it covered up. I'm going to write a story today about how to have ripe tomatoes in Michigan by the 4th of July. And it pertains to what we have going on in weather. And otherwise, get set for a nice, sunny, and warm stretch coming up here for about the next week to 10 days at least. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. This is the MLive Morning Weather Update. See you back here tomorrow. Bye.